Welcome to this new Flight Simulator update movie. In this movie, we're gonna look at sim update number 12, which has just been released, or at least it's already more than an hour ago. So it will bump up the version to version 1.31.22.0. Make sure that you update all the packages, including the community packages which you put in the community add-ons, because they can impact the performance as mentioned here in this disclaimer. Also, there's, I would say, a method now being discussed how you can safely update install the update. And I would say how you safely can update, or how you can safely update Flight Simulator, yes. That's, I would say, it's mentioned here, right, how you can move your community folder, etc. So those are the things which you can take into account, right? Also some recommendations where to delete files, etc. But normally that shouldn't be needed. So what is then added? Well, first of all, the new content and features. First of all, there's the long-awaited WASM support on the Xbox, right? That's also mentioned here. There's a specific article on that, which tells you, okay, hey, how can you get the WebAssembly module? Because that's where WASM stands for. And this will, I'd say, opens a lot of doors, to be honest, because now you would be able to add more content from the marketplace to your Flight Simulator installation on the Xbox, right? So that's really cool. So how to get it? What you need to do is you need to go to the marketplace, and from the marketplace you can find the WASM support, and that will be, I would say, one of the requirements that you need to install, right? WASM is not only limited to the aircraft, because WASM is also used, for example, for airports and other stuff. So keep in mind that you first need to install the WASM support, and here's, I would say, a description how to get it. Go to the Xbox Series X console, right, the X or the S console, and there you will find the Microsoft Flight Simulator add-on support. That's the one which you need to have installed before you have the WASM support. Then the other thing which they optimize is checking for updates phase. They reduced the time that it will take, I would say, during the boot process, right? They improved also the download speed for the installation manager, and also the loading time until it shows you the main screen, and I can already tell you it has improved. Next one is the added new assistance button to customize the intensity of turbulence experienced during flight based on the current altitude, environment and weather conditions. There's a specific article about how to do that, right? It's based on, let's say, a request from the community, so that's being added, as well as the Turkish and Korean languages are now part of Flight Simulator. Next one is they added an input key to the toggle the flight assistant panel, as well as they added the spotlight event pack, right? Several, I would say, of us requested Asobo to bring back some of the old events, or the old spotlight events, which sometimes disappeared after updates or after world updates. Well, what they've now done is they curated all the 30 spotlight events in the past, and now you can install them and you can play them. That's really cool. Then going to the fix list. Well, as you might have seen, I've recorded already videos as part of the beta, because I was part of the beta, I would say, testing. So I will not go to all of them, because it's, I would say, probably the biggest update ever. So it's divided in a few sections. First of all, we've got the general bug fixes. Then we've got some menu updates, some navigation and traffic, which has massively improved, the weather, and then you come to the activities, and there's a long list of glass cockpits which have been updated. The G1000 has been updated, the Garmin GNS 430 and 530W have been updated, the VFR map, and then tons of updates for helicopters, aircrafts, and also the specific, I would say, aircraft updates, right? You can see that this list is so long that if I would need to record a video about this, it would probably take me 1.5 hours to go to the complete checklist. But it doesn't make sense because I already went to it as part of the beta, right? So the cool things which I want to call out is, for example, the EFB in the Curtis GN4, but also in the DC4, if I'm correct. They've now added an option where you can add a phone, and you can use that phone as the electronic flight bag. It's pretty limited because it only shows the compact and the airspeed, as well as the radio and transponder functionality. but I do expect that this might open some doors in the future for new stuff. All the other aircrafts have received, let's say, an update. I would say both, I would say sometimes physical, but also sometimes they've got some new functionality added, or broken functionality is fixed, as well as of course, the navigation systems which have been updated, as you could have seen earlier. So cool things which are there, right? I said DT4 previously, but it is the Grumman G21, which has received the, I would say, electronic flight back. The Hercules H4 received an update because it now has the autopilot, if I'm correct, and so that's cool, right? So we can now use the autopilot in the Hercules Spruce Goose. You can also remove the autopilot, right? So if you don't like to have the autopilot, you can remove it complete component. It's really cool. Watch it on one of my videos which I recorded, where I show you how to use the autopilot, but also how to add and remove the autopilot. It's, I would say, fairly useful for this aircraft because this, I would say, is a huge aircraft, as you probably have seen. Then going down the list, there are some world updates and some airport updates, as well as they've now added a section where they will go to the world updates and then specifically which world update fixes are there. So they will start with number 1 and they will go up all the way, of course, to the latest world update. Let me scroll down. 11, right? Let's see update number 11, and then the game of the year and the Top Gun Maverick. For the latest world update number 12, there are no specific fixes added, but I think it has to do with the recent, because it's so new that they simply didn't have, I would say, any reports on that, or maybe they postponed fixing them in the near future. Also some fixes for the Top Gun Maverick pack, as well as the Game of the Year edition, as well as some peripherals which didn't work, and some support for new peripherals, which you can use the MBS 015U and the Hori Flight Stick Xbox Series X and S, as well as some new presets for existing joysticks, right? So those presets are used to, I would say, quickly configure your controller to be used in Flight Simulator. Also, they add some new controls, specifically useful if you want to control them: the set recognition light, the add in-flight UI panel, the zoom axis has been added, and the engine trim RPM decrease, as well as the this duplicate one, as well as the added toggle wing fold to the available mapping list. And then they end, of course, with some various peripheral fixes, as well as the VR stuff, which has been enhanced. So a lot of fixes, right? A lot of cool things. So I would say start Flight Simulator, then install the update. The update is, I would say, it's pretty big. So I will go to Flight Simulator, right? Because I already installed the update. And here you already see a note, right? So don't forget to install the, I would say, updates which are available in the content manager, because I already installed them, right? Because I already installed the world updates. But don't forget to go over here and check if there are any updates. And as you can see, there's also a new update for the Antonov AN225, which has been released. So let me, let's say, install it. Should be fairly quick, right? This is a patch which brings up the version 2.1.0.4, which is, I would say, already the 4th release of this aircraft. I think version 3 was the official GA build, and then they added the other ones. So this has already improved, right? You can see that the download speed goes pretty fast. In the past there were some issues downloading the, I would say, updates, but also the individual packages. So that should now also go faster. So have fun updating this part of Flight Simulator. So now I need to wait, right? Because it always locks the flight sim if you install an update. I would like that it would resolve that one, but that's will likely not happen. What else can we discuss? I think that the activities one, is there already something? Is it here? No, here you've got it. Here's the Spotlight event pack, right? So the Spotlight event pack contains all the previous Spotlight add-ons. You can see it's available for free. So if you want to have it, simply click the get and download, and then it will download roughly 180 megabytes to your machine. It will include all the spotlights, which were, I would say, available prior to the latest spotlight event. So if you have, I would say, always dreamt of flying a spotlight event again, then this is good news, because now you can officially add it to Flight Simulator, right? There was already a workaround where somebody posted them, but this is officially, so you now go to your marketplace and simply